So very good day to everybody. This is internet programming and in today's class we discuss more about the HTML5 semantic elements, drag and drop feature, audio and then video controls. So this is especially for you my dear students and young researchers, and you can reach me at dr.christoananth@gmail.com. So before beginning the session, let me thank God for giving me this opportunity to deliver this useful session to share my knowledge among my fellow national, international participants, students and young researchers. Right. So in this class, we discuss about the semantic HTML5 elements. Then we discuss about the new semantic elements in HTML5, why we are using semantic elements. Then we discuss about the header group, the H group, and then navigation element. We discuss about the HTML drag and drop example, where to drop, that is nothing but on drag over, and then do the drop, which is on drop, and then finally we are going to end this class with the HTML audio as well as video properties. So I will be giving the independent work for you. Please complete them. Please submit them at your best available time, and I will be checking them as soon as possible. And at regular intervals, I will be giving you some short videos to discuss the knowledge in our topics. Right. So these are the HTML5 semantic elements. Actually, if you can go through the definition, HTML, actually it's a markup language where you try to describe these documents on the internet. And when internet grew, when internet developed, everything got changed. Okay. So maybe you can share the scientific documents, everybody are being connected. And this is how you try to develop your entire website, and you are making some trendy styles to your website to make them look even more nicer as well. Okay, so since the website was not initially built to be designed, programmers use different hacks or maybe hacking things to get the things laid out in different ways. Okay, so rather than maybe like an HTML5 using like table or maybe close table tag to describe information using the table, programmers would try going for positioning other elements on a page. Okay, so that is the reason you go with the visually design layout progress event, and you can use non-semantic tags also like the div tag. Okay, so here are the list of the new semantic elements in HTML5. So for example, in the header tag, normally you will use div class equal to header. Okay, so that is the thing you use. Then you will use article, aside tag, details, figure caption, fig caption, figure. Okay, and then you have footer, header, main, mark, navigation, section, summary, time. So go through each of them. So everything has its own functionality. So maybe like if you like take in the case of header, navigation, section, article, aside, and then footer, it acts more or less like the div elements. So that is the basic functionality of these HTML5 tags. Okay, so why you use the semantic elements to group the elements into page sections. Okay, so the div tag can contain any information, and you can also identify what kind of information, what sort of information that you will go with the semantic header. Okay, so the header you'll go with close header, section you'll have article, then figure, and then the image. The fig caption, you close the fig caption, close the figure, close the article, close the section, close start with the footer and close with the footer event. So this is how you go with the sections, different parts to identify what sort of information might go. And you can also use the second block also for the non-semantic elements, like for example div id equal to header, close the div tag, then div class is equal to section. So div class is equal to article, you can specify, and div class is equal to figure. Okay, then you have the image, div class is equal to figure caption, close the div tag, and then again close the outer div tag. Okay, then you go with the closing the div tag event, close all the div tags. Okay, and then div id equal to footer. For this also you close the div tag. Okay, so it's very easy to read. So when you try to indent, you apply some tab and you can type, means it's very easy to read. And this is the first thing that you will notice at the first block of the code using the semantic elements. So using semantic elements and using non-semantic elements also you can differentiate. So generally if you can use semantic elements, you can use greater accessibility, and generally it is very easier to understand. And search engines and maybe assistive technologies generally use like screen readers even. So definitely you can understand the context, you can understand the content of your website even, and definitely you can have a better experience for your users. And generally, if you can see, if you can compare section tag and then article elements, they are, if you take conceptually, they are actually same, they are similar, and they can be interchangeable also. Okay. So the article is intended to be independently distributable or maybe reusable, and it has a thematic grouping of the content event. So maybe in the section tag, you will have paragraph tag, top stories, close the paragraph tag, and then close, you start with another section, news. Okay. Within the news, you have story 1, story 2, story 3. These are the nothing but the articles. Then you close the section. Once again, you begin another section. This is nothing but sport. Within the paragraph, you specify 3 articles. Story 1, story 2, story 3. Close the section, close the outer section. Okay. Then you can specify header tag also, like we have the group header group. Okay, so it is generally found at the top of the document, maybe a section or maybe an article which is containing the main heading and then some navigation instructions. For example, header, you will have h1. H1 is the highest level of tag. Okay, so the you specify company A, and then what is UL? What is UL? Unordered list. Okay, and then you will have link a href is equal to home, it is nothing but the home. Link a href is equal to above, it is nothing but the above. And link a href is equal to contact, it is nothing but the contact us. Okay, close the UL tag, then the form target is nothing but the search. Input name equal to q, the type equal to search, and you have the input that nothing but the submit button. Okay, close the form and then close the header. Okay, and maybe you can use also h group element also. Maybe if you want to specify where you want to keep the main heading with one or more subheadings, you can go with this one. So h group, h1 highest level heading, heading 1, close the heading 1, h2 subheading 1, and h2 subheading 2. Okay, then you close the h group. So maybe our menus will be created with the unordered list and then the list text. So together with them, we can separate the menu items with a navigation element. So you can have any more navigation elements even, and you can have a global navigation across these headers. Okay, and local navigation with the case of the sidebars like aside element. So this is the navigation element, navigation, unordered list, link, it is a href is equal to home, home tag, a href is equal to about tag, link a href is equal to contact, contact us, and you close the unordered list, close the navigation list. Okay. And you can also have a drag and drop also. For example, one image is there, you can drag it and put it inside a table, I mean the square box. Okay, so doc type html head tag script function allow drop. Okay, so event prevention default function. Okay, and you have the drag and drop like function drag event dot data transfer dot set data, it is the text. Okay, so this one you are going to drag. Okay, so function drop, this is drag and this is drop. Okay, so event dot prevent default, variable data equal to event dot data transfer get data, the text, and event dot target append child document dot get element by id data. So you have to specify this one. Okay, only then you can drag and then drop, and then close the script, close the head tag, and you start with the body div id equal to div1. Okay, on drop the drop event, on drag over. So this is the important thing, on drag over. Okay, allow drop event, and image id drag 1, the source image logo.gif draggable equal to true, on drag start equal to drag event. So this from one event you are going to drag it inside the box. Okay, so width you are going to specify 336, height equal to 69. Okay, close the body and then close HTML, and if you can see, this is the image. If you click on this one and maybe drag it to the rectangle, it will go inside. Okay, so that is the feature. You can try with this code, you can practice this code in your HTML, and you can get the output. So you can make the element draggable also. So in order to make the element draggable, you have to set the draggable attribute to true. So image draggable equal to true. So you have to specify what to drag by using the on drag start and maybe set data. So you have to specify what should happen when the element is actually dragged, and maybe in the on drag start attribute, it will be calling a function, the drag event, that will be specifying what data that has to be dragged. Okay, and then data transfer dot set data, it is going to set the data type and the value of the drag data. For example, function drag event, so event dot data transfer dot set data, it is text, it is event dot target dot id. So maybe in this case, if the data type is actually text and the value is actually the id of the draggable element, nothing but drag one. So where to drop? We have already dragged. Now we have to drop. So you have to go with on drag over. So that is nothing but an event which specifies where the drag data can be dropped. So by default, the data elements cannot be dropped in some other elements. You have to drag it and you have to put it in the box only. Okay. So to allow the drop, we must prevent the default handling of the element. Okay. So maybe you can use the event dot prevent default method. So event dot prevent default is used to you can call the function and you can drop in the desired location. This is do the drop, which is nothing but on drop. So when the drag data is actually dropped, so drop event occurs, and maybe you can use the on drop attribute. Okay. So function drop event, so event dot prevent default, variable data equal to event dot data transfer dot get data of text, and then event dot target dot append child. So you have to append the document dot get element by id. Okay, and you can go with the function. Okay, so you can go with a call prevent default, so to actually prevent the browser default handling of the data. So get the drag data with the data transfer dot get data method, and it will return any data that was set to the same data type in the set data method. Okay, so drag data is actually the id of the drag element of drag one, and you append the dragged element into the drop element. Okay, so maybe in the output, if you can see this one, okay, if you can drag it and maybe put it here. Okay, you cannot perform any other thing. Okay, maybe here if I try to drop here, it will not perform, but here inside this square it will go. Okay, so drag the image back and forth between the two image div elements. Maybe from here if we drop, and from here also I can drag and put it back here. So these are the audio and then video methods. It is very interesting to try all these methods. You can go with add text track. You can add a new text track to the audio or video, or maybe you can go with the can play type. So it is going to check if the browser can specify or maybe can play the specified audio or maybe video type. And then load means it is going to reload the audio or maybe video element. Play means it is going to play the audio or video, and pause means it is going to stop or maybe pause just for some time the currently playing audio or video. And then audio tracks, it is going to return an audio track list object that is representing available audio tracks. And then audio play means it is going to set or maybe return whether the audio or video should start playing as soon as it is being loaded, because autoplay means immediately just open it, it will be playing. Okay, buffered means it will be returning a time ranges object which is representing the buffered parts of the audio or video. Controller means you are going to return the media controller representing the control. Maybe you can start, you can pause, you can stop even. Okay, so that are the controller. So controls, it is going to set or return whether the audio or video should display the controls like play or maybe pause. Okay, and then cross origin, so it is going to return the cross settings of the audio and video. And current source means it is going to return the URL of the current audio or video. Then finally you have the current time, it is going to set or maybe return the current playback position in the audio or video, maybe measured in the seconds. Okay, then the second part you will have the default muted. Okay, so it is going to set or return whether the audio or video should be muted by default. Default playback rate means it is going to set or return the default speed of the audio or video playback. Duration means it is going to return the length of the current video or maybe audio in seconds. Ended means it is going to return whether the playback of the audio or video has ended or not, whether it is completed or not. Then you have the error function, which is nothing but it is going to return the media error object, which is going to return the error state of the audio or video. Then loop means like as a loop, once again, okay, repeat it. So it is going to set or return whether the audio or video should start again when finished. Then you have the media group, so it is going to set or return the group the audio or video belongs to the multiple audio or video elements. Okay, and then muted means it is going to set a return whether the audio or video is muted or not. Then you have the network state. So it is going to return the current network state of the audio or video. Passed means it is returns whether the audio or video is passed or not. Playback rate means it is going to set or return the speed of the audio or maybe video playback. And played means it is going to return the time ranges object, which is going to represent the playing parts of the audio or video. Preload means it is going to set or return whether the audio or video should be loaded when the page loads. And ready state means it is going to return the current ready state of the audio or video. And the third part will be having seekable. So seekable means it is going to return the time ranges object for representing the seekable parts okay, of the audio or video. And seeking means it is going to return whether the user is actually currently seeking in the audio or video. Then SRC, it is going to set or return the current source. SRC is source of the audio or video element. Start date means it is going to return the date object, the current start, okay, representing the current time offset. Okay, and then text track means it is going to return the text track list object, which is going to represent all the available text tracks. And video track means it is going to return the video track list object representing the available video tracks. Volume means it is going to return the volume of the audio or video. So all these functions, like I explained, all these three sets of functions, you can try each of them and you can understand how it actually works. So for the time being, I am just showing you this audio and video DOM controller property. Okay, so it is going to check if the video as a media controller. Okay, so for this one, variable video equal to document.getElement by ID, my video. Alert, we are specifying the controller. Okay, so that is nothing but plus video.controller. So maybe in the HTML program, you specify doc type HTML body, button on click equal to my function, type equal to actually the button. Check if the video has a media controller, that you are going to specify, and close the button. Okay, then you go with a break, video ID equal to my video, width equal to 320, height equal to 176. Okay, the controls. Source that is nothing but the bbb.mp4 video. Okay, source SRC, it is nothing but bbb.ogg type, it is OGG data type. So normally, like if you can have like a WhatsApp video event, it will be in .ogg, but others it will be mp4. Okay, so your browser does not support HTML5 video, that will be specifying. Then close the video, then the script tag, variable bit equal to document.getElement by ID, my video. Okay, so function.my function, alert the controller, it is video controller, close the script, and finally you will have the statement video courtesy of. Okay, it is actually bigbuckbunny.org, that is actually you are pointing it to. Okay, so when you click on this big buck bunny, then it will go into the link where it is going to point to. Close the body and then close the HTML. Okay, so if you can see this one, okay, it will be showing in the output, it will be showing check if the video has a media controller, it will be showing at the top, and it will be showing the video. Okay, that video it is loading. Okay, so you can play them, you can control them, you can stop them if you want to, and in the bottom it will show video courtesy of Big Buck Bunny, and if you click on this one, it will be going into that website. So this is the independent work for you, news feed, RSS and Atom. So that is very, very important that you have to go through, and then XSL and then XSLT transformation. So what you do, you please try to submit them in your Google Classroom as soon as possible, and I will be checking them.